back at you with another DJ BrewTube beer review. It's time for me to dive into one of my very favorite styles. That's right, traditional Russian Imperial Stouts. And from whom are we going to acquire said stout today? Well, you can surmise by the bottle stage right and stage left. We're going to have one from Stone Brewing Company out of Escondido, California, and Richmond, Virginia, US of A. Yay, yay! And what beer are we going to have? We're going to have their Totalitarian Imperial Russian Stout. This has replaced our friend Imperial Russian Stout, which is the traditional sort of lovely stout from our friends at Stone, and it's a limited serving still, or they're calling it, what, a rationed release. I guess that's the new PC term. Anyway, this is a 10% ABV and 70 IBU brew that utilizes Magnum and Belma hops. That's all I know about it. Besides that, plus, I do know it's about 3 months in the bottle at time of my recording. Why? Because I'm just getting around to it now. Also, you see, it's in a 12-ounce serving. Before, most of their stouts were either between 16 or 22 ounces per bottle. But you know what? I'm kind of okay with that. Anyways, enough flapping my gums. Time to pop the top of this bad boy, get in the snifter, and tell you what's up with the Totalitarian Imperial Russian Stout. Hell yes. Boom. Big hiss off the top. Obsessively collectible stone crown. Let's get in the snifter. Tons of cannon smoke still rolling off the bottle as I first started to pour this. We'll give it a little elevation, get some head on that. There we go. Let's talk about the appearance. It's black, black as night, black as pitch. No light is passing through the beer. I'm not looking, as you can see, but I know that's how it goes. We've got a solid one finger of sort of chocolatey color bubbles now that it's settled down a little bit when I swirl it. Yeah, we're getting some glass lacing, and we're getting a really nice amount of alcohol legs. But take a look at that beer. That is gorgeous black liquid in the glass, but it's got to smell good too. So let's dive in for the aroma. Rich chocolate, big dark chocolate, coffee, caramel, a little bit of like earthy hop in there. Some fruitiness. Now, I don't know if the earthy, I'm sure the earthiness could definitely be coming from the Magnum hops. And the Belma has sort of like a strawberry aroma. Way back when I did I think a wine or a cider, like a dry hop cider with Belma hops. And that had sort of like a berry aroma to it, like strawberry-ish if memory serves. But anyway, I just get a general berry aroma to this. Caramel, burnt brown sugar. Nice and fudgy aroma coming up now. Good dose of licorice. It smells a lot like the Imperial Russian Stout did, but less roasty. Imperial Russian Stout fresh, because this is sort of fresh, 3 months on it, was a really roast forward beer. This is a more chocolate, dark chocolate, sort of fudgy kind of forward beer. Not a hint of alcohol in the aroma, some grainy malt in there. Yum, I'm diving in. Cheers! Tasty. Nice, full body to it. Chocolate, caramel, toffee. Definitely a good bit of earthy hops in there. Bit of roast as well in the background. And in the back end, that earthiness builds even more. The hops aren't as there besides the earthiness. I smelled some some of that sort of fruity aroma. There's not much fruit in here. I can taste this stout is definitely going to age well. I don't know, when you drink enough Imperial Stouts, and you taste that really big roast and really big earthiness, you know as time goes by and the curve slides on them, they're gonna have sort of a really nice dark fruit, kind of cherry, sort of raisiny thing going on. There's a little bit of that now, but it's really faint in the background. The 10% is completely hidden, and the sweetness that's in the beer is checked right now by the big big roast and earthiness that's in this beer. But yum, it really tastes a lot like the Imperial Russian Stout, but it's more on the chocolatey side, like the aroma suggested in the flavor, and I guess that's more like the modern flavor. I guess maybe Woot Stouts like that, but just bigger and more burly. But anywho, I'm waxing on. Let's talk about grades for this beer. At time of recording, Beer Advocate is giving this 4.07 out of 5, and Untapped is giving this 4.0 out of 5 caps. So that's definitely into their A level for both of those brews or those brew reviews or review sources. Let's see what I think. The DJs BrewTube review source. I think for what it is, this tastes a lot to me like IRS, just more on the chocolatey side. I'm going with 95. Just into the A range. Super tasty. I've got another bottle of this. I'm going to cellar, see how it tastes. I loved IRS cellared. One of my favorite beers to cellar. That cellars like a champ for a number of years. But anyway, super tasty. So, have you had Stone Brewing's Totalitarian Imperial Russian Stout? That's a freaking mouthful. But if you have, let me know what you know, because I like to quid pro quo back and forth. I also really like it when you do me a big favor and think globally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement. They've got their little independent craft seal on the side, so you know we're getting it done today. Also, if you could do me a big favor and rate, comment, subscribe, especially if this is your first time with us, watch more videos. They'll be coming out. We'll just keep them coming, because that's what I do, is drink beer and talk about it. Also, if you could do me a big favor and rate, comment, subscribe, and I don't know, if you can get around to it, consider maybe smashing that like button. That, along with, all I'm going to need is one bottle of Stone Brewing's Totalitarian Imperial Russian Stout to put my big ass happy face on. So, to the next DJs BrewTube, I got nothing but a hell of a bunch of Stone beer drinking love for you, and you know what's coming by now, don't you? Hell yes, a big ass peace out!